As a small business owner, have you ever felt overwhelmed by the pressure of choosing the right hire or leading a team? Or have you ever found yourself tolerating a bad hire because you fear trying and failing again as you repeat the hiring process? If so, you're not alone, and you are in the right place. Welcome to the Growing Your Team podcast. The Growing Your Team podcast teaches business owners like you to expand your unique business by teaching you to master the hiring and team management process. Hiring and managing a team does not have to be a challenge. You just have to learn to do it right. And the Growing Your Team podcast teaches you how to become a confident leader who hires right every single time. Now, let's jump into the show where each episode you will learn tips on how to identify what type of help you need on your team, how to source amazing candidates, how to conduct interviews that lead you to your ideal team member, how to onboard successfully, and how to lead every person in your business so you have a team of rock stars who you are happy to pay every single paycheck. So let's jump in and teach you how to hire like a pro. Hello, Jamie Van Kuyk here, and welcome back to the Growing Your Team podcast. So I already recorded this episode, was going back to test something for myself, listen to something, and realized that I never selected my proper microphone, and it sounded like I was underwater the entire time. So here we are. I am just right now hitting 4 years of doing this podcast and completely selected or forgot to select the right microphone. So I just want to put that out there as just a reminder of it doesn't matter how often you've been doing things. It doesn't matter how skilled people are at doing things. Mistakes happen every once in a while. You have mistakes that happen every once in a while. We can forgive. We can move on. They suck, but they're no big deal in the long run. It's when mistakes are happening over and over and over again with our employees, with ourselves, with whatever, that we really want to put stopgaps in place in order to stop those errors from continuing to occur. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, let me talk once again about today's topic, which is what's in it for me? So this is a saying we hear a lot, and it's something that we probably actually think about all the time as business owners. When we go to make decisions, should I make this investment? Should I take on this client that wants something that's outside of my normal scope? And things like that, we think about what is the return on the investment? What's in it for me? Will this have a positive outcome? Will it not? And our employees are thinking this too. What's in it for me? And unfortunately, a lot of times when our employees ask that question, what's in it for me? Businesses, managers, leaders, CEOs, everything, and they're saying, well, they get a paycheck. That's what's in it for them. Them wanting anything else or this or that is them just being selfish and self-serving and all those things. And yes, that's all true, but yes, it's exactly what it's supposed to be. As we kind of talked about before, people aren't working for you just because they feel like it. They're working for you because they want a return on their investment. So employees wanting to know what's in it for them is not something that we should shame them for. It's not something that we should look down on them for, because what's in it for them is important to them. The reason I was thinking about talking about this today is recently, I think it was the other week actually, I came across this article where it was talking about some of these videos that had previously been going around on TikTok and everything, where it was kind of like these satire videos where people were like talking about how excited they were to get up and go to work so they can make the shareholders happy. And it was a whole bunch of people posting these, and it was just they were funny videos, but they really paint a reality of what things are like a lot of times in the corporate office, what things are like in even small businesses. Even if you don't have shareholders, there's typically something that you can replace the word shareholder with. And it's typically saying, we want our employees to work extra hard for the benefit of somebody or something else. And we never stop to think about what's in it for that team member. I know when I was in corporate, there would be times we were expected to work extra hard, in a way, get more work done, sometimes without putting in more hours, in order to reach certain quarter goals, to pull revenue forward and get those approvals from clients so we could start something a few days early, and all these things because we needed to meet the quarter numbers. We needed to meet the year numbers. So work. We're going to achieve these numbers. And we would work. We would do our best. And then sometimes after that, it's like, oh, well, we didn't hit our number exactly. So guess what? You don't get a bonus, or you're going to get a fraction of a bonus, or you're not going to get a raise, or you're going to get just a teeny tiny raise. And it was just like, wait, I just hustled. I just did all this stuff to make numbers look good to then not get anything in return. I even know one year I hustled a lot, did a lot of stuff to help hit these numbers and everything. The sales team that I supported got recognized as the top salesperson in the organization, and they got taken off on this great trip, the sales trip. But seeing I wasn't on the sales team, but I was a big contributor to all their success, I got absolutely nothing, but I think like a $25 gift card of thanks for your help. And it was just like, wait, what was in it for me to do all this work where you get recognized, where you get rewarded, and I really get nothing? So we want to make sure with our small businesses, as we're growing, as we're succeeding, as we're setting goals for this year, and we're expecting sometimes more for our employees, to really take a minute to think, what's in it for our team members? If we want people to work hard and hustle for us, what is their return on their investment? And simply having a job and simply collecting a paycheck is not enough. Because many of our employees can go someplace else and collect a paycheck and have a job. It doesn't have to be for us. So what makes them want to continue working for us and do what is good for our organization and make our clients happy, and therefore make us happy because we're reaching our goals as business owners and individuals? So take a minute to really think about what's in it for your team members. We talk a lot about money as a motivator, and yes, money is not always the end-all be-all motivator. You give team members raises, it's not enough to sustain their happiness and their motivation. Now, as we talked about plenty of times, you have to value your team members and you have to be paying them what they're worth. You have to be building raises into your budgets year over year, because while money is not a top motivator for people, people do work to support themselves. They do work to move up that ladder of financial ladder and everything. They do work so that way they can afford retirement. And so they need to be able to do that by working for your organization. So money is not an only motivator, but it is something that you can't ignore. But when we talk about what's in it for your team members, it's not always money. It's about knowing what motivates your team members and being able to communicate things to them in a way that is going to motivate them to continue working hard and moving forward. If you remember, oh goodness, I think it was about a year ago, I had on John Howard on the podcast, and he was talking about how, he has great customer service from his team members, so they really treat his clients well. And it's a complete result of him treating his team members well. So he knows that if he treats his team well, they treat his clients well, and therefore they continue to get the referrals, they can continue to get the additional business and everything, because it's this whole cycle. They know that if they do well for the clients, if they do well for the business they themselves as individuals do well too, that they're properly motivated, that they're properly compensated and everything. So as you're going to think through 2024, as you're setting your goals, as you're hoping that your team members help you achieve your goals, make sure you're continuously thinking, what's in it for me? And not just for you, but each individual on your team. Why is this important? Why should it be important to them? How are they going to be rewarded, or how are they going to see the return on the investment for their time and dedication? So don't forget this important factor. What's in it for me is important because if people don't see what's in it for them, if they don't feel what's in it for them, if they don't see that positiveness of everything you're striving for and fighting for, they will leave. Or even worse, they won't leave, and then they'll just be a weight on your team instead of someone that is really that beneficial team member that is putting in the work that matches their true potential. So once again, think about what's in it for me and help motivate your team members so they can see their return on the time and energy they're giving to you, your business, and your clients. Are you ready to hire a new team member for your business and you want to ensure you hire the person who can succeed in the role, make you happy, and positively impact your bottom line? Then let's talk and see how growing your team can help you master the art of hiring. Through bespoke hiring frameworks and comprehensive guidance, you will learn how to attract candidates who have the passion you desire and the skills needed to succeed. At Growing Your Team, women entrepreneurs and leaders work with us to help them expand their unique businesses by teaching them how to hire like a pro. Let's connect and see how we can help you. Send me an email at jamie@growingyourteam.com. That's Jamie, Jamie, @growingyourteam.com, or head on over to growingyourteam.com/jumpstart, with jumpstart being all one word, and let's talk about how you can become a confident leader who hires right every single time.